डॉक्टर बाबा साहेब आंबेडकर ओपन यूनिवर्सिटी.
Namaskar dear students, I Z Sagar Shah, working as an assistant professor in School of Computer Science in Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University. So, today we are going to start a new lecture series, that is Introduction to Internet Technologies and HTML. So, in this series you will going to learn about the various type of internet technologies, that is HTML, then JavaScript. So let's come and start the series. So in this we are in block 1, unit 1, that is Introduction to Web, part 1. So our today's agenda is to introduction to www, the web system architecture, exploring HTTP, uniform resource locator, and domain name and IP address. So this is the basic of HTML. Okay, so whatever you see in your web browser, it is all about this. Okay, so we will see one by one topic and we will see the example also, so that you can get an idea how web server, web system works. So first of all, what is www? So it is a collection of internet sources like hyperlink text, audio, video and remote sites. Okay, so there are some basic elements of www, that is HTML page, then URI and then HTTP. We will see one by one what is HTML, what is URI and what is HTTP. Before that, we are going to learn about first of all what is www. So it is a collection of internet resources like hyperlink text, audio, video and remote sites. Now, how we access browsers? We access www using browsers via standards like HTTP and TCP IP. So these two are the protocols. Okay, HTTP protocol and TCP IP protocol. We will see what is HTTP and what is TCP IP. Right? We can use whenever we write www. something, our website name, then we will understand that what www means. So it is a collection of hyperlink text, audio, video and remote sites. So documents are formatted in HTML format, right? So whenever you write something, that is for example www.google.com, right, and you will get the website name. So what is that page name called as? That is all formatted in HTML, right? Browser like Firefox, Chrome and Internet Explorer make browsing easy. We use browsers like all this, right? So what we have learned in this, first of all, what is www, then how we access this. So we access www via two protocols, HTTP and TCP/IP, right? And whatever you render, the page render in your site, that is in HTML format, right? Then evolution of World Wide Web. So it was created in 1989 by Tim Berners-Lee at CERN, Switzerland. So you might get the MCQ like question, right, that who created World Wide Web, right? World Wide Web means WWW. It stands for World Wide Web, right? And who created it? Tim Berners-Lee. Initially, for sharing research documents between government and academic bodies, they use this www. And how this evolved? First, it was a static pages only, that is available to public in 1991. Before that, they are using www for the research documents, right? So evolved from web 1.0. So that was a static web. First they used just write a whole HTML and they sent to the government. So they are just using static web page. There is no change when you click on something, right? Now web 2.0. So this is interactive social web, right? So they use some CSS and all things, and so that they can interact, or so that they can make the website interactive. And web 3.0, that is semantic web. So what is semantic web? The combination of both, that is static and interactive both, right? So nowadays we use semantic web. We use both type of HTML pages, that is static web and the interactive social web. Now what is web system architecture? So it describes interaction between application, database and middleware system on the web. So it ensures multiple applications work together seamlessly. So for example, if you are typing a URL, so for example www.google.com, so request has been sent to the Google server, okay, and then the server sends the file, that is, oh okay, now the person is searching for google.com, so that server will render you a page like google.com. Then you have a Google homepage, right? So what are the key components and workflow of the www, that is World Wide Web? So web browser, web server, browser and code passed by browser for page rendering. So web browser is the thing you see in like Firefox, Chrome, so they are the web browser, and this sends request after user inputs the URL, right? So the request has sent to the server, and then server responds to that requested file, and the browser interprets and display files, right? So code parsed by browser for page rendering. So this is the basic workflow, right? So why the page has been rendered? Because some code has been written in HTML format, right? So web browser send the request, then web browser send the request to web server responds by sending some requested files, and the browser renders the page. And what that page has? That page has the code parsed by browser, right? There is something coded so that you can get the web page, right? So whatever you see, that is, one page has been requested, then one page has been sent it to us. That page has called as web page. Similar workflow for web application. So what is HTTP? So we have seen in the previous slide that what is www? www can access via two protocols, right? That is via HTTP, and second one is TCP IP. So first we will see the HTTP. So what it stands for? It stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. You can get an MCQ like what is HTTP, and there are 4 MCQs, right? So concentrate on all the topic which you studied very well. Okay? Application level protocol for distributed, collaborative and hypermedia systems. So it was founded of it is a foundation of data communication on the World Wide Web since 1990. So when was World Wide Web come into the picture? 1991. And foundation of data communication on the World Wide Web since 1990. So in 1990 WW was there, but it is not in the public domain, right? It generates the static protocol. It is a generic and static protocol supporting extensions. So what are the basic features of HTTP? That is, it is a connectionless. New connection for every request and response. Media independent. Any type of data can be sent if both client and server support it. Okay? So connectionless means whenever you type something, it will always make a new connection to a web server, right? And it is a media independent. Any type of data you can send to the server, right? And it if both supports it. Okay? Stateless. No memory of previous request. Each interaction is independent, right? So it doesn't, so in memory it does not save the pages, right? So no memory of previous request. So whenever you connect new connection, the new memory has created, and whenever you close it, that memory will lose it. Okay? So there are 3 types of features of HTTP: connectionless, media independent and stateless. So what is URL? Right? URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator. Right? It is a standard way to specify address for information on internet. So you can see over here. First of all, I have written the http://www.amrita.edu, then slash and the all thing, right? But in the server, it will go into the http://103.10.24.196, right? So you can write in both the ways. Either you write the whole address, or you can write the URL. If you have the URL, you can write that. Otherwise you can write in a address form also, right? Essential for accessing web documents and resources. Key components of URL. So protocol, then host, then port, and the path, right? Protocol means HTTP and FTP. HTTP is used for the HTTP is used to render pages via web pages, via web browser, right? But FTP is used to transfer your files from one place to another, right? So HTTP, then host. What is the host of that website, right? For example, www.google.com. So that is the host of it. Then the port. Port is an optional part, right? So 8080 is the port for HTML, right? And the path of the address, that is /folder/page.html. So now we will understand the protocol and host. So protocol defines the method to retrieve a document, that is HTTP or FTP, right? And host name. What is host name? A computer name where the document resides, right? So wherever that server, the server name is known as the host name, right? It can be a domain name or an alias. So port and path in a URL. Port is optional, used to access a specific services. 80 or 8080 for HTTP. 80 for HTTP, 8080 for HTTPS. You will get to know about the difference between HTTP and HTTPS in later stage. Path, exact location of the file on the server, right? Path may include directories and subdirectories. We will see how when we run our own HTML page, then I will show you that where my file has been located right now, and when I run that file, what the exact location in the URL format, right? Now example, first is URL, then http/www.com, then the colon and 8080 folder and page HTML, right? First is the protocol, second is the host name, third is port name, and the path, right? Second one, so here I have written the bifurcation. So what is a domain name? Domain name is a domain name system, is used to locate computers and services with a user-friendly names, organized in a hierarchy of domains. So domain is what we call domain. For example, Google is name as domain, right? Easier to remember than numeric IP address. We don't know the IP address of Google, but we know the name of the Google. So we just write Google and Google will send the whole page with a URL, right? So Google is a domain name, right? and www.google.com is a host name. So how domain name works? So each domain name corresponds to an IP address. Here you can see the whole structure of domain name, right? That when the client requests to the server will go to the sends the request has sent to the server, and server will respond to the local DNS server, and then DNS server will come back to the main server, and then the server responds to you in a format, right? DNS translates domain names into IP address. This process happens every time a domain name is used, right? So whenever you write for example Google will, so the request has sent to the Google server, and then Google server will search for a Google domain, that is DNS, and then DNS sent back to server, and server will respond you. So IP address overview. Internet is based on numeric IP, as you have learned right now, right? Each device on the internet has a unique IP address. My PC's IP address and your PC's IP address are different. Okay? So IP address are used for routing data across the network. So example of DNS in action. So user types www.example.com in browser, right? So DNS translates this into the IP address, and then browser then connects to that IP address to access that website. So I hope you got the idea about how www works in real life, right? So we will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.
स्वाध्यायः परमः